going on? How's everyone doing?
Shout out to Colin. Everybody else who's cool with Colin.
Chucky! I didn't say.
Get your popcorn and your Coca-Cola and relax.
Anyway, tell Colin I'm ready.
What's going on? This is Colin. How's everybody doing? I hope you're having a great day so far. Oh, I've got a good one. And I'm going to tell you this before I hit that play button. In the 3 years that I've been watching court via LawTube, YouTube, and the a little over 1 year I've had a channel, I will tell you this. I've come to respect a lot of attorneys. First names that come off the top of my head on the defense side: Torshio Feaster, Downtown Lauren Brown, great public defenders. Prosecutors, Caitlin Kirby was an all-star. Unfortunately, we don't get to watch her anymore, but probably my favorite prosecutor of all time, next to Debbie Davis, of course, would be Rachel McDuffie. I'm going to tell you this. As a defendant, why are you calling out the prosecutor? This does not go well for her. Do not do this, especially when you have a defense attorney. Why are you calling out the prosecutor? This had my blood boiling, and it was handled well. Just wait till you see what happens. Before I hit that play button, you know what to do. Hit the like and subscribe. Do your jump kick backflips. Let's go.
The court will recall the matter of
Excuse me? Oh,
Yes.
sorry. Okay.
The court will recall the matter of the state of Michigan versus Crystal Gellermino, case number 23S00511.
Rachel McDuffie for the people.
Assistant Public Defender Sandra White on behalf of Crystal Gellermino.
Ms. Gellermino, please state your name.
Crystal Lorraine Gellermino.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, Ms. White, you had a chance to talk to your client?
I have, Your Honor. As to the bond violations, she's going to admit to the bond violations. And as to the pretrial, I believe this is not a pretrial, but she understands that she will meet with probation, and we are asking as to bond that she be released to an inpatient facility as soon as a bed becomes available.
Thank you. Ms. Gellermino, it's my understanding that you're going to plead guilty to the bond violation. I'm going to include the bond through the date of July 9th at least. She was not arraigned on this matter until August 12th, but I believe that she just stopped testing at some point. Ms. Gellermino?
Yes, Your Honor.
It's my understanding you're going to be pleading guilty to the bond violation. Is that correct?
I am.
You're going to waive your right to have the hearing in this matter and plead guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
Might I ask for a little bit more transparency? I was told in my bond matter that I would speak to probation, and then I would wait for a bed to open in an inpatient. And I'm
Ms.
wondering.
Gellermino, we're going to get to that in a moment, okay?
Okay.
So you pled guilty on this case on May 31st, and then it looks like on June 12th, you missed a scheduled test time between 6 a.m. and 9 a.m. You didn't test until 9:16. Is that correct?
Yes.
Then on June 15th, just 3 days later, you tested at 8:40 a.m. as scheduled, but was positive for a BAC of 0.070. Is that correct?
Yes.
You retested on 3 separate occasions, still testing positive. Lowest number is 0.066, correct?
Yes.
Then you started to miss the retest at 9:50, 10:20, and 10:50. Is that correct?
Yes.
On June 15th, June 16th, June 17th, you missed test those dates, correct?
Yes,
And then you stopped testing, period, and hadn't tested since June 22nd for a total of 34 missed tests, correct?
I believe all that's true. Yes,
So you just absconded from supervision in its entirety, correct?
yes,
All right. I find that there is a factual basis for the bond violation. Are you satisfied, Ms. McDuffie?
Yes, Your Honor.
Satisfied, Your Honor.
Thank you. Now, what were you saying, ma'am? You wanted to talk to me about being released to.
All right. So that's what she's in jail for, the bond violation. Pretty straightforward. She violated. She admitted to it. Now we come to sentencing. And she starts opening her mouth. I hope you guys are as frustrated as I am about what she's about to say.
Treatment?
yes. I was wondering if it could be a little bit more transparent where I'm to serve this out and I could make up my mind. I didn't realize that Dawn Farms was on the table, and if Dawn Farms is, I would rather stay in jail. I can do Spera or anywhere else that you want, but Dawn Farms, they're peer-to-peer. They don't work with, I've tried that before and I've failed. And as Ms. McDuffie knows, we shouldn't try things that we've already failed. Well, actually, I passed with my mental health court, but
I don't know
Yes.
that Ms. McDuffie would agree with you on that you should not try things that you failed at before because then you're just giving up. But
I've
don't
asked
agree.
in the past for Ms. McDuffie's approval for mental health court, which I passed, but I moved to the city of Ipsy and I tended to see somebody with a bottle or a crack pipe on the corners and had to live with that because I don't have a car of my own. I'm on Section 8 and I had to adapt to that through my good life in Ann Arbor. You know, I was doing pretty good until I moved to Ipsy, and she refused to let me get the help that I needed. And that's how I feel about this matter. If I'm already prone to failing in a situation like Dawn Farms, then I'd rather sit in jail because I've asked for the help that I needed and it was denied.
So,
Yep, you heard it. It is all Rachel McDuffie's fault that she is failing on probation. It's the prosecutor's fault. Yeah. And it's not over yet. We're only halfway through this clip.
first of all, it will be a long-term treatment program. And secondly, if you fail to do that, then you would come back to jail anyway. And you understand that you'll be sitting here for a year.
No, not really, because they give you time off and I've already served some time. So it won't be a full year, but it'll be better than peer-to-peer counseling. Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, you haven't pled guilty to anything yet. So you're not serving a sentence. Well, you have pled guilty, but you haven't been interviewed yet. So you're not serving a sentence just yet. You can talk to the probation department about all of that, and maybe someone can work it out for you if you'd rather just sit there.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
And then when you come back the next time, maybe it won't just be a misdemeanor, it'll be a felony, and then you can do some time in prison.
Well, if I stay away from the courts and maybe go to an Ann Arbor court when I have something, maybe they can help me.
Yeah, maybe so. That's your choice.
Okay. Miss McDuffie dictates everything, so.
Ms. McDuffie, since she keeps calling you out, do you want to respond to anything today?
She done told you that she was gonna lie in your court and you got the
Ms.
message.
Dellamino, Ms. Dellamino, let's stop now, please.
Get Miss McDuffie's name out your mouth. She didn't do anything wrong. Ms. McDuffie, please let us know how you feel right now.
I would like to respond, Your Honor. Thank you for that.
You may.
I'll keep her tied up in court for years.
Ms. Gelomino,
Oh, I'm not on mute, excuse me.
You know you're not on mute, ma'am. Don't play games with me. Because you're going to find yourself in contempt next, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. McDuffie?
So the reason I keep referring to a sentencing memo in this case, I think is probably obvious by now. I don't think I have yet had a defendant show up to court with my name in their mouth about 6 or 7 times before I've said a word. In this case, my concerns that I've already articulated about Ms. Gelormino is that despite her somewhat willingness to admit to the fact that she has a serious, extremely serious alcohol substance abuse problem, that she is also very manipulative and in denial on some level, which is that everybody else is the problem. And down to, I do want to make the record clear since she put all this on there about it. Ms. Gelormino previously had an offer. She had a couple of different options for an offer. She wanted to dictate the terms for all of those options and more. Those offers did not include another stint at the 15 District Court's Mental Health Treatment Court. I cannot really these courts are confidential. I can't really get into detail about what I happen to know about Ms. Gelormino's journey or experience in that court. But what I do know is that this court's recovery court is focused on substance abuse, and we are aware of mental health concerns, but there is a different approach and to the supervision and accountability that I know that this court takes with the substance abuse issues that we handle. And I think that that was necessary and would have been very helpful for her. Ms. Gelormino has refused that level of accountability, and she wants to go have it the way that she had it in the mental health treatment court, where those issues, quite frankly, were not addressed, as we can see. Ms. Gelormino has blamed everybody else, including the fact that she has to witness and be around other people's crack pipes in the city of Ypsilanti for her substance abuse problem, for her consumption of alcohol, for her being in this situation because of her behavior when she is under the influence, down to dictating where exactly she wants to go. I have never, as the court said, suggested once that if you fail at something, we don't try it again. It's exactly the opposite. We have people in our courts who have tried recovery programs, I think upwards of 30 times. And finally, they made the decision to be honest with themselves about getting the help that they needed, about to stop trying to run their program and to dictate their circumstances, because it clearly hasn't been working so far. I don't know what it's going to take for Ms. Gelormino to get there, or to understand that I'm not her enemy, to understand how much her behavior is damaging herself and her family. But that's what I am here to see about, is that we do everything we can to ensure that happens. That solution is not one that she can create for herself, because she's not in the position to control her own recovery when she's the one that needs it. With that being said, Ms. Gelormino can insist that she wants nothing to do with this court's recovery court. We can't make her do that, but she is on probation, or whatever the sentence that this court plans to impose will be. And so I am still committed to ensuring that we do everything we can to get her to the place where she can finally start to engage in her recovery and what she truly needs for it. Ms. Gelormino was also in custody, or at least she was at one point, because she had a new offense committed while on bond for this case. I looked into that. I don't think that it's that case is, I think the warrant was authorized, but I don't know if it's an open case that's out pending yet again too. So I don't have any issue with Ms. Gelormino being released to a treatment program. As you said, it needs to be the longest term I think that we can get. I would request confinement to that facility or that location. And I don't know to what extent an assessment is going to yield us some useful information. in terms of where she needs to go and what she needs to do. I don't think that we're able to provide information to the assessors because I don't think it works that way. So I'll turn over everything that I can to the court based on what I know that may be helpful for supplementing the decisions that the court needs to make with her moving forward. But Ms. Gelomino knows good and well that I am not running this show. I am not dictating what happens in this courtroom, but I am here to tell the truth, and I'll continue to do it for her best interest.
Well, I don't believe that.
Ms. Gelomino.
The only appropriate thing to say after what Ms. McDuffie just said was, I apologize. You are right. I am sorry. I'm frustrated with the system right now. I'm in this position because of my own making, and you're the enemy in my eyes. Something like that. But Ms. McDuffie said, like, I am not your enemy. She's not. All right, I'm going to let this video play out. Please let me know what you think in the comments. Yeah, this one bothered me. Leave Ms. McDuffie alone. She's great at her job. All right, please hit that like button. I would really appreciate it. It helps out the channel a lot. Until next time, bye.
Oh, all right. We're here today for a bond violation. She's pled to the bond violation. We've accepted that. She's made her statements regarding how she feels about this court, about the prosecutor, about the recovery here, about Ypsilanti, and we are fully understanding that. And if she chooses to sit there, she can do that. I will modify the bond to have her released to a long-term inpatient program after she is interviewed by the probation department. And then if she doesn't want to go, she doesn't have to go. Obviously, that's up to her. And we'll see how things go in the future.
Thank you.
We'll see her back here on September the 23rd for sentencing at 10 o'clock p.m. a.m. At 10 o'clock a.m. Bond is continued otherwise. So she's remanded with the release.